Hi, I'm Samantha Heil, Executive Director of Book Fair at Bel-Air, and I'd love to invite you to one of the biggest bookish events in the region. Join us on Saturday, August 8th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at APG FCU Arena at Hartford Community College for a free, family-friendly event celebrating books, readers, and community. Book Fair at Bel-Air features more than 110 authors and vendors, best-selling featured authors, kids' activities, face painting, story time, arts and crafts, photo ops, and plenty of fun for readers of all ages. Whether you're a lifelong reader, raising future bookworms, or just looking for a unique day out with the family, there's something for everyone at Book Fair at Bel-Air. Learn more at www.bookfairatbelair.org or follow us on Instagram at Book Fair at Bel-Air. We hope to see you there this August.
Coming to you from the Freedom Federal Credit Union Studios, Hartford County Living presents Conversations with Rich Bennett.
Slow pitch or fast pitch?
It's probably the least sexy part of organizing. No. The truth is,
there are moments in life when the version of ourselves we've always known no longer fits. And the hardest part isn't figuring out what comes next. It's trusting ourselves enough to step into it. I am joined by author, publisher, and storytelling guy Nicolette Halladay, founder of Inspired Hearts Publishing, and author of The Golden Thread and The Lineage of the Light. She helps people turn lived experiences into meaningful stories. Not polished versions designed to please everyone, but honest stories rooted in truth, identity, healing, and self-trust. And through her publishing work, journaling workshops, and guidance for aspiring authors, she's helping people stop hiding behind fear, imposter syndrome, and perfectionism so they can finally be seen for who they really are. And she is just sitting there laughing her tail off at me because I'm not speaking right today. I don't know why.
I'm smiling with you. With you, Rich. Thank you so much for having me and that lovely introduction. I appreciate it so much.
I couldn't even finish the introduction. I wasn't even finished. I couldn't finish. I'm just tongue tied. All right, so those.
I think you got to the heart of it.
Oh God, I hope so. And for those of you that don't know, Nicolette's been on my other podcast, The Author Pitch, pitching her book, which you all have to get. When she read the excerpt, I was sold right away. And then I told her, it's like, hey, you got to come on this one too, because of everything she does. And it just, I think what you're doing, helping other authors, there's a lot of, there's a lot of aspiring authors that are looking for guidance.
Yeah.
And they just don't know where to go.
Absolutely. And not only aspiring authors, but published authors who are like, okay, now what? I think that's a really common theme, actually. There's so many different skill sets in writing, producing, publishing, and then marketing a book. And people kind of somewhere in the way stumble, and it's normal because none of us are really, we're learning as we go and we're kind of putting it all together. And, so yeah, I love authors. I love people who share their story, their vision, their mission. I think it's so brave, and so it's a pleasure to get to support those folks and helping them share more of themselves with the world.
All right, so I have to ask you this because I love asking people this question. When you were in high school, because in high school you're supposed to have a career goal.
Yes.
Probably only 2% follow that career goal.
Right.
But anyways, so when you were in high school, what was it that you wanted to do as you got older, when you became a grown-up?
Yeah. I don't know if I had, I don't remember really having a path, like something in high school necessarily. I wasn't that responsible of a teenager, to be honest with you, in all transparency, to be that forthcoming. But by the time I made it to college, I loved writing, and I did kind of dabble with the idea of getting a journalism degree for a bit. And writing has always been just such a kind of an extension of me. It's how I process kind of what I'm experiencing in the world. It's how I connect with other people. So it's definitely been a mainstream in kind of the ways I've worked through the world, even in corporate, just, as a way of communicating.
All right. So after college, what were you doing? Journalism?
No, I actually didn't end up going into journalism. I went into early childhood education, actually.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And did that for a bit. I was a gymnastics teacher, as a preschool teacher. And then I just took like a total left turn and got into real estate for a bit and did a lot of work behind the scenes. Real estate, project manager. I worked for a business broker for a while. So, I just kind of, yeah.
Okay. Are you like the female version of me? Just several different careers?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I did not do it early childhood. I did not do gymnastics. I can do a tuck and roll.
You can still? Have you done it recently?
Well, when I fall down.
Oh, okay. Well, that's important. That's an important thing to know.
Hell no, I'd be afraid to try it. I'd probably break my neck or something.
No, I can still do a handstand, so I'm proud of myself for that.
I can stand on my hands.
Yeah.
Okay. It hurts.
Oh, like actually.
Actually put my foot on my hands. You could still do a handstand.
I can still do a handstand. Yeah.
Well, I can't ask you to do it because nobody's going to be able to see it. Wait, you don't sing as well, do you?
No.
Oh, damn it. Okay, I can't put you on the spot there. Yeah, that's funny, though, because my daughter, and when she was in school, she was a hell of a writer. And I've had authors that would look at her stuff and told her she needs to finish her manuscripts and get it published.
Yes.
But now she's doing early childhood.
Oh, interesting.
She's a teacher at a daycare.
Okay, well, she can still finish her manuscript as she should.
I wish she would.
And maybe that'll be something she circles back around to. I think life is interesting, and sometimes we have more capacity or a little bit more opportunity, and so you never know. I think life shifts for us. So.
Oh yeah, it does. All right. Yeah. So when did you start? Wait a minute. Hold up. Two-part question.
Yeah.
When did you start Inspired Hearts Publishing and why?
Yeah. So I started Inspired Hearts Publishing in 2021. And I had
sitting home during COVID, nothing to do, right?
Right. Exactly. Like so many people. I was actually a virtual assistant before that for 4 years prior to getting into publishing. And I had inevitably kind of found my way into the publishing niche. And so I was supporting other publishers, and I loved supporting, I loved the process. I loved getting to support authors and sharing their stories. And I was like, you know what, I can do this. So I took the
Did you write any books before that?
I didn't. I wrote at the very beginning of starting my publishing company. I wrote in a few multi-author books, and then went on to produce 8 multi-author books through Inspired Hearts Publishing. And so that was a big bulk of kind of where I was getting to write. And then just, writing on social media, on blogs and that kind of thing. But my book, I'm finally walking my walk. I just published it in March 2026. So, writing a solo authored book. It's like, as I was going through the process, I'm like, oh, this is why I tell, my clients this. So it's been really amazing to kind of walk my talk, I guess, and experience it firsthand.
All right, I'm going to put the car in reverse here a minute, because you said before you started this, you were a virtual assistant.
Yes.
All right, Nicolette, how many different careers have you had?
It's been a progression. I don't know. There's been probably...
So early childhood development.
Early childhood and the gymnastics that kind of went in. It was
they were together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I moved into real estate. I did some asset valuation work for a local business. And I worked for an oil and gas company for a while as a project coordinator. And then I went back to real estate and worked as a project manager for a business broker. So, but that was really tied into the real estate also. So.
And then a virtual assistant.
I decided, I was a mom of 3 by then. And balancing, full-time work and all the things that were happening. My daughter was actually, she was in first grade at the time. She was struggling with like severe anxiety. And
in first grade?
Yeah. Yeah. It was heartbreaking. She was throwing up almost every day because of it.
Any idea what was causing the anxiety? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, long story short, she was at her dad's parents' house, her grandparents' house, and she saw something on the news about a school shooting.
No way.
And we didn't know, like, it came out. And so anyways, I'm managing this. She was in first grade. I had a 4-year-old, and then I had a 12 or 13-year-old. And my employer at the time was just not sympathetic to kind of what I was going through. I was kind of trying to negotiate just like when I was working, not necessarily like how much. I was just kind of needing to be more flexible. And I just had a knowing that this isn't it. I have to do something that I can both be able to contribute and support my family financially and also emotionally and all of the things. And so I took the leap. That's been kind of my entrepreneurial journey is, okay, I'm doing this, and I'll figure it out along the way. And so I took the leap and, I had a successful virtual assistant company for 4 years before moving into publishing. So.
Wow. Something I want to, hit on real quick too, because anybody listening, what Nicolette said there about her daughter at 1 year old seeing something on TV, which
6 years old. Yeah, she was.
She was 6 when she saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said she was 1 year old.
She was in first grade.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. First grade is 6 years old.
Yeah.
But still, at that age, people got to realize what kids see on TV and social media can cause a lot of emotional harm.
Yeah, they don't have the processing skills.
No.
And it's just, that instance, just wrecked her nervous system and her ability to feel safe in school.
How is she now?
She's very well adjusted. She's going to be a sophomore in high school next year. And she worked through all of those anxiety. I think she still has a little bit of anxiety, but she's doing good. I mean, I think it's typical teenage angst stuff now, but she's doing amazing. And honestly, making that move was one of the best things I did for my girls, because I had this capacity, because it's like, I am capable and I have all these tools and resources, and I want to own my own time so that I can, also, I didn't want to sacrifice my kids for a job, basically.
No, yeah, and you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do that.
It's a hard situation. A lot of people have to, and it's such a challenge. And I also think we live in incredible times right now, where there are so many different opportunities to work online, to work remotely. And so if anyone's listening to this and kind of in that situation, the best advice I have for you is just be really open to the potential that's available to us, because there are a lot of opportunities. I know, going back to the news, we hear all the bad news, but there's also some amazing things and opportunities for us because of the times that we're living in right now.
And the thing is, you're seeing more solopreneurs and entrepreneurs popping up than than you used to, because a lot of people, they want that ability to be able to work from home and be there for the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the homeschooling numbers now. That has gone up big time.
Yeah. I think people for so long, as women kind of entered the workforce, it was like, this is what we do. And there wasn't a lot of questioning, like, what the sacrifice was. But by the time, like my generation came around, it was like, oh, this is what we have to do because this is kind of the infrastructure. But then all these opportunities because of, just online and how we're all so connected globally. And so you don't have to find opportunities in your backyard now. There's things that can be, potentially accessed from anywhere in the world. So
yeah. All right. So now I want to get back to the business, your business, the one that you're doing now.
Yeah.
Not the virtual assistant thing, the Inspired Hearts Publishing. Mm-hmm. Where did the title come from? The name come from?
Inspired Hearts.
Yeah, I love it.
I actually had done like a Facebook challenge just a couple years earlier that was kind of inspiring. The goal of it was to inspire people to connect back to their inspired heart. Because I think so often we just are going through the motions and we forget like, what is it that lights us up? What is it that makes us feel connected? So I had run this challenge. So then when I opened my publishing company, Inspired Hearts Publishing, just seemed like it made sense.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not just helping people publish their books. Mm-hmm. You're helping them write the books as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I really work with people from conception all the way through the entire process. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, or maybe before we started the podcast, but there is an evolution that happens. There's, you're writing the book and then you have to edit and produce and promote and publish and market. And so, I help people with the full kind of spectrum. And a big thing that I also do is I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, so coaches, healers, spiritual mentors. A lot of the authors I work with feel very deeply connected to their business and their mission. Yeah. And so figuring out how your book is fitting into your business ecosystem is also something that I, put a lot of attention into with my authors.
You think it's important for entrepreneurs and business owners to have their own book?
I think it is a tool to open up a lot of opportunities. People still hold books like in such a high regard. And so depending on your goals and, if you're wanting to get on podcasts or stages to share more about, like, having a book is such a great differentiator. Like, this is something, and I also think that one of my favorite parts about the work that I do is the person the author becomes in the process. Rarely does someone come to me and write the book and publish it and end up being the same version of themselves. And so the identity work that happens, the confidence, the clarity, you kind of understand. It's easier to have these talking points and know kind of what direction you're going. So, I think all of those pieces are why I think it's valuable to have a book. Is it right? Necessary? Not always. It kind of depends. So,
all right. So when you sit down with a client and you're helping them write their book, does the early childhood education help with that at all? Because you got to pick at their mind and pull things out. But I would say strategically, right?
The biggest part of me supporting authors in writing is just holding space for them to flesh out their own ideas and being a sounding board, asking the right questions, getting the infrastructure of the book together, and then staying accountable. It's like writing a book can feel really lonely. Kind of having that camaraderie and support through the process. I don't write the book for them. I just kind of support them in the process of doing it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guide them. I don't know if I've always been so curious about like human development and psychology and relationships and kind of how and why we are who we are in the world. And so I think that is what makes me really effective at the work I do. And then just being a lover of humans and story. Like, I just think, there's something so valuable to it.
Interesting. All right. So if I come to you and I say, Nicolette, I don't have a clue about writing, but people have been telling me that I need to tell my story. Absolutely. Where do you go from there?
So the first step is I have what I call a book blueprint. And so we get together and we just flesh out the ideas for kind of what your book might look like, the title, the subtitle, the reason why you want to write it. Some of the like kind of deeper infrastructure questions, like how is this book going to feed your like business ecosystem? How's it going to fit? You know, are you using it as a tool in your coaching services, or are you using it as a marketing tool to find, connect with potential clients? And so just getting clear on all of those things, having kind of the structure. So like the chapter outlines, even if you don't stick to it, you have an idea like, okay, now I know I can show up and write every day and kind of move through this. I think that's such an important part, because other than that, you're kind of just like get lost in the process, right?
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about it is people leave these sessions feeling so excited to write. And they're lit up and they're like, oh yes, this is it. And this is because the questions go deeper than just what's your book about. It's like, why are we writing it? Who's your reader? Right. Why does it matter? In 2 years when your book is out there, what's it done for you? What's it done for the world? And so people feel super excited and lit up about it. And so that's the first
And you
step.
edit it as well? Or do you have or is there another editor?
Yeah, I'm not an editor, but that's something that my team supports.
Your team? How many people are on your team?
It's just me, but I have contractors. I work with contractors and folks that,
Virtual assistants, right?
More or less.
Well, yeah.
Editors, virtual editors, no. And other people that support the process, yeah.
It makes sense, but I guess the biggest question that I have for this is because, I've been trying to write a book for years. My life story, no, because nobody cares. And then I wanted to write something about podcasting, started it, stopped because there's so many books about podcasting. And then it's like, oh my God, yeah.
I just want to push back on it. I really want to push back on the idea of that. Yes, there's lots of books about about podcasting. And what if, like, who's your favorite musician?
My favorite musician?
Yeah.
Well, that's a loaded question. I have
one
several.
of your favorites. One of your favorites.
Definitely Satchmo.
Well, what if
that would be Louis Armstrong?
Okay, I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'll just gloss over it. So what if,
even though I'm a metalhead, I've always liked Louis Armstrong.
Okay, well, what if Louis said, "Oh, there's already so many musicians. What am I going to add?" I don't know.
Oh, why'd you have to pull that on me? Damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah. You can say that for anything, honestly. And your voice and your perspective and the things that you bring to it are going to be different and are going to connect with different people. And here's the deal. If you write a book about podcasting and you're out there sharing about it, people aren't going to be like, well, there's already so many books about podcasting. They're going to be like, I want to start a podcast. I'm going to read, Rich's book. So.
Huh. Okay. Now I'm feeling pressure from you to get my ass back in here.
Good. I'm doing my job.
Well, it's funny because...
And here's the deal is you have this podcast. You probably have a ton of content. You probably already have a bulk of the book written. That's another thing that we kind of explore in that book blueprint. Because a lot of times, people come to me already have blogs or newsletters or podcast interviews. And it's like, yeah, we can, use a lot of this. So...
Well, because originally my first thought was almost like a business plan book, writing about podcasting, how to go about doing it.
Sure.
Then I gave it up because I was dumb and said there was a lot of books about podcasting. And then I figured...
It's a typical thing. That's why I wanted to push back on it. Because pretty much anything you are going to write about, someone else is probably already writing about it, if we're being honest. There's very few, wow, this is just, at this time, completely new concepts. It's a perspective, from the author. So that's the only reason why. You're not dumb. A lot of people think that.
You're going to keep hounding me, asking me how come I haven't started, or did I start on it again?
I think it would be a good idea for you.
All right, so let me ask you this then, because with that in mind, and I said there's several books about podcasting, and I'll be honest with you, my first thought was nobody's going to like this.
Really?
Well, that was my...
Did you read any books about podcasting when you started off? Yeah.
Yeah, and there are some I didn't finish.
Sure.
Because after reading them, I was like, my first thought was they didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because podcasting has changed over the years.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that.
The monetizing parts would always tease me off.
Yeah.
Because it seems like these professional podcasters,
in
their books and even when they're still doing their podcast, they talk about, well, you need so many downloads before you can monetize, which is a load of crap.
Right.
Because, that's one of the reasons I wanted to write a book about podcasting, because I was fortunate enough that I was monetizing mine before I even recorded the first episode.
How to monetize your podcast before recording the first episode could be that's the title right there.
Well, and I know I keep dreaming, coming up with these dreams, or I have positive dreams now ever since I stopped watching the news. And I had one the other day thinking about actually it was after I talked to you on the other podcast.
Oh, interesting.
It was weird. I had a dream about writing a book about what I have learned since and what's changed my life since I started podcasting.
Oh.
Because of all the different guests I've had on and everything I've learned.
Absolutely.
But I think with that, I would have to get permission from my guests, wouldn't I? If I shared any of their stories.
Well, you're already sharing their stories on the podcast, so they've already given some kind of consent, and would it be a big deal to circle back and say, hey, I'm featuring you in this book? Probably love it.
Okay. You know what? Wait, how did this all turn around on me? Okay, wait a minute.
Yay.
There's that damn reverse psychology you've probably been studying or whatever.
No, I just love encouraging. And honestly, it is true. Podcast hosts are particularly well positioned to write a book, and it complements the podcast in such a easy way. So all
right, so now I contacted you and we sat down, you picked at my brain or whatever. What's the next, and I have to start writing, so what's the next steps?
So we do the book blueprint. So we have this foundational thing that we're both kind of working with. And then you just get to writing. And the nice thing about having the blueprint is you kind of have the themes. And then we create a structure. It's like, okay, I'm going to write, this is, some people want to write every day. Some people want to dedicate a few hours on a Sunday, whatever their capacity is, right? So kind of deciding on the commitment. And then we reconnect every week and, you share what you've written and we kind of just keep moving through the process. The nice thing about having the blueprint is one day you might wake up and you just don't want to start with the introduction. You're ready to hey, this is on my mind. I'm just going to write about this.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be sequential in how you're writing it. And so we just work through the process. Having a timeline is really important. I talked to someone yesterday and he was telling me about how it was his second book and he had been contacted. He had the idea for the book. He hadn't even written it yet. Someone had contacted him about speaking on this topic. And he's like, oh my gosh, I better write this book. He wrote it and published it in 3 weeks because he had a deadline. So deadlines are helpful. And this was I don't know, 5 years ago or something. So it's not like he even had AI or anything like that. Yeah. And most people that's unreal. He's also in publishing. So he had the tools and he had already written one book. Okay. So there's things, but still that's unusually fast. And so having a deadline and having some things lined up, okay, this is happening, really help build the momentum because it's easy to start writing and then be I'm busy. This is priority, this. So making it a priority, I think is a really important part of kind of having what you're building into, is as important. So a lot of times when I'm supporting people with the writing, we're going over it, but a lot of it is still talking about the bigger, what are we doing as we're building this, as you're writing it, kind of what's the things that we're building along it so that when it's ready, you have these opportunities that are kind of lined up already.
Okay. So it's basically, you're helping them put the business together because, let's face it, you write a book, you're selling it, it's a business. It
is. Yeah. And that's something that a lot of authors just, it's not the reason they wrote. I mean, sometimes it is, but and I work with a lot of folks who are also writing memoirs, so it's a more of a personal journey. And how's that kind of, how's that connecting the audience? So it's kind of connecting with that why and what is this book going to do? Because book proceeds are great, but that's not really the best. That's not how most authors, get a
You're not going to make a living from it.
You could, but it's unlikely, right?
Yeah.
And so what are the other kind of opportunities that writing and publishing a book are going to create? And really baking that into the process. I think it's important.
So how often are you in contact with your client as they're writing the book?
Weekly or biweekly. It just kind of depends on how quickly, the timelines and that kind of thing.
So you're a strong mentor.
Yeah, I do. I am working alongside my clients, and I've had so many authors, kind of share with me that that's been such an important part because it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to feel kind of in your own echo chamber. Is this even any good? It's easy to get imposter syndrome, and all of that mindset stuff is also things that we just talk about and work through. So, and that kind of goes back to that identity work because when you're putting your work out there, especially when it's personal or vulnerable, you're sharing these things. It's such a normal part of the process and you evolve as you move through it. So,
well, and I think with that too, it's because you hear, with doing podcasts, we talk about it all the time. But I think a lot of times it is harder when you put it down on paper.
Yeah.
Because it's it's permanent. You know?
I even experienced some of that with my book. I was like, oh my gosh, what's my parents going to think? Not necessarily what's the stranger going to think, but, the people in your immediate circle, it can feel really, really confronting. And what the outcome or the kind of where I stand on it is I've had so many more people. I mean, maybe people quietly judge me and that's on them. I guess that there's nothing I can do about it. But more people have said, wow, I so connected to this story, or this has been, I experienced something similar, or the connection around it. I think when we share open and vulnerably, people rarely judge the way we think they're going to. People actually just really genuinely are interested and have compassion. And so.
Wow. So now the manuscript's done. You send it off to the editor.
Yes.
After the editing's done, are you the first one to read it?
Yeah, I'll read it
before it's published.
The author. Yes. Read it alongside the author.
Oh, you mean like this, like a one-on-one?
No, like here it is. We'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Okay.
Yeah,
oh my God, I'm saying this like I'm a client already. I was like, oh God.
But by then, we already, I've been working with you, so I'm very intimately familiar with it. So then it's just kind of like, what's the final? This is, the manuscript. So that's the next step. Okay, we got through the editing. Phew, got through that part. And made it through that. And then we move on to creating the cover, doing the formatting so that the book is in the book format for different, the different formats for digital and paperback, hardcover, whatever it is.
Right.
Audiobook. And then not audiobook, that's kind of extra, but eventually, potentially, yeah.
But you help with the audio version?
Not... help with the distribution of it, potentially.
Okay. Not the recording part.
No. And actually, like with AI now, like even Amazon has like an opportunity to do it's a lot easier than it used to be.
I saw that they just came out with it recently.
Yeah, and I've been I don't have an audiobook of mine yet, and I'm like, do I do that or do I do it in my own voice? I'm still trying to decide.
I know it takes time.
Yeah.
But you have that pleasant voice. I would do it in your own voice.
Thank you. I think it's personal. Like it makes it really intimate. And when someone's hearing you, and especially when you're trying to build trust and kind of all those things, I think it adds a lot different element than like an audio, even though some of them are pretty, like they're pretty good. I think it depends on the book and kind of who you are, but yeah.
I mean, because when you read your excerpt on my other podcast, just hearing it from you, like I said, it sold me on it.
Thank you for that feedback.
I do know there are some books, novels where you have different characters and all that. Yeah. If you can't do all the character voices, it makes sense.
Sure.
But just hearing it from the author.
I think it just depends, and maybe the author isn't great at communicating. Like, they might not sound as good. So it just kind of depends, right? Just because you can write doesn't mean you can do a good audiobook. But, so there's some, but so anyways, we go back to the formatting. So we're doing the formatting. We're working through the cover design, getting that all dialed in. We have the manuscript, we have the cover decided, that's been, finalized. Formatting for the manuscript is ready. And so then we just we order the proof so that, you can see it in the format that it's going to come out in. Then it's a lot of times another proofread through it, because there's things that you're going to catch when you're reading through the book. Make those changes. And then, that's when you're putting together your launch plan. How are you going to kind of bring this out into the world? What's your priorities? And then the longer vision, because a lot of times, especially, a lot of people hear like, bestseller on Amazon. And it's kind of a fun incentive to like get to be a bestseller on Amazon, but it's just it's the short term kind of like the longer vision is so much more important. So kind of what are we doing long term? How are you going to continue to connect with an audience and get your book into more readers' hands?
All right. So now the book is published. Mm-hmm. Now, do you help them out afterwards as well? Or do you recommend, because we know marketing's the toughest part.
Yeah.
Now, I know publishing companies don't help with the marketing, but do you recommend like marketing companies or whatever to help them or give them tips on marketing?
Yeah.
I know you tell them to get on other podcasts, which is excellent marketing.
Yes. By the end, they're going to have a strategy, whether that's continuing to work with me.
In that blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And just building into it, like as we're working together, over the 6-month time frame or whatever. By then it's like we have a pretty good idea of like how this is going to look by the time it's ready. So, it kind of depends. Sometimes people want additional support. Sometimes people are ready to kind of, take it from here and use the tools that I've provided and get out there and start being your book spokesperson, which is the thing that authors aren't always necessarily, like trained on.
Right. You're listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. We'll be right back. If you love books, you need to experience the book fair at Bel Air. This incredible community event brings together authors, readers, and book lovers of all ages for a celebration of stories, creativity, and connection. What makes it special is the chance to meet authors in person, hear their stories, and purchase books directly from them. I've attended myself, and I can tell you there's nothing quite like discovering a great book and talking with the person who wrote it. It makes the experience more personal and far more meaningful. Whether you're looking for your next favorite read, something for your kids, or even a unique gift, you'll find it at the Book Fair at Bel Air. It's family-friendly, welcoming, and full of the kind of energy that reminds you why books matter. Learn more and see upcoming event details at bookfairatbelair.org. Again, that's bookfairatbelair.org. All right, so the book's published. I'm just using me as a guinea pig here again for some reason.
Nothing to do with the dream.
my book is published, but after it's been out for a few years, it's like, oh God, I need to add this. So you have different editions, like second editions.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you help them with that as well?
I have. Yeah. People have come
already.
Back to me.
You have.
Yeah, I've had people come back and say they wanted to do like a little bit of an update, even if it's just a small thing. And that's one of the benefits of self-publishing, because you have complete control over the whole process. I think sometimes people, there's some stories out there that people, it's just not as easy when you're with a traditional publisher, which traditional publishers have their own benefits, and that's a whole nother thing. But if there's a potential of this book kind of having an evolution, I think it makes it easier when you are a self-published author. So a lot of times people will come back to me, and I've had people, there was one woman who, she just wanted to add like a QR code. It wasn't even like a revision. It was just like adding a little bit more of a marketing thing. And so, it's kind of the same process. You have to add it into the manuscript and then re-upload it. And it's a simple process, honestly.
All right. So Nicolette, because I love feel-good stories, and you've been working with some authors. Can you share a feel-good story of somebody that you helped?
Like the story they shared in their book? Or
no, I mean from the beginning to the end. It's a feel-good story that you helped somebody with their book, and after it was published and all that, they were just so giddy. Like they just kept giving you praise, like I'd already be doing.
Yeah. Well, I think right now I'm working with an author. She's working on her third book in a series. And working with her I think just seeing the confidence in her authorship and how she's moving through the journey, how she's feeling confident. She's going out there, she's doing the book fairs, she's getting on podcasts, and that's what makes me happy. I don't know if people are just like gushing over me all the time. And it's fine. That's not unnecessary, but seeing people succeed, seeing people get on the stages they wanted to, like I think that's the thing. I have a lot of stories. I've worked with over 100 authors who've contributed to multi-author books that I've
You
produced.
have?
Yeah.
Wow. And you started this in 2021.
They wrote a chapter in a multi-author book. So
okay.
yeah.
Still.
So yeah. And My favorite thing is to see them take that chapter and like, it's like their book. Because some people write a chapter and never do a thing with it. And then there's people who are out there signing up for the book fairs, getting on, like, they're like, this is my story and I'm owning it. I'm leveraging the stages. I'm doing all the things. And so I love the grit seeing the grit and just like, I'm going to do this. I think it's just the confidence. And
wow.
Yeah.
All right. So I know a lot of your clients are learning things from you, but have you learned anything from any of your clients?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes. I feel like, I like to say I do business. I like to do business not as usual, because I feel like, especially the work that I do, I'm working with people who are sharing really vulnerable stories, sometimes things they've never shared with other people. Now they're doing it publicly in a book. And I feel like the reciprocity in what I've received is equal, if not more, to what I've supported other people through. Just learning about different spiritual modalities, seeing people's stories, seeing people persevere, just all the things. Like, so I continue to learn from my authors. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I love that. But before I ask you this next question, how do people get in touch with you if they want to work with you? They want to get that book blueprint going and become a published author.
Yes.
And stop worrying about it and just get
They're
the
ready
shit
to do
done.
it.
Yes.
Well, they can go to my website, which is inspiredheartspublishing.com. Go check it out. And I'm just opening up something because after producing, 8 multi-author books, and then I've supported in over 50 books coming to the market. So I've worked with a lot of authors, right? And in the multi-author book specifically, the astounding kind of feedback that I get is the community created around the book is sometimes the favorite part. And so it's not just people like submitting, like we're creating, it's like a networking group, like a mastermind, people are becoming each other's clients or referral partners or partners. Sometimes like there's all kinds of cool things that happen. And so finally hearing it and being like, how can I support authors? Because we are in just such unique times. The world's crazy. There's just things are hard. And I'm like, these are people I have served and I love. I love these kinds of humans that are sharing, that are like wanting to imprint the world in a positive way, whether sharing vulnerable stories about themselves or sharing a vision or a modality or whatever it is. Like, these are people who really want, like, in their heart of hearts, and I know them because I've become friends with them myself, and I'm their client and they're my, like, there's, all of this is the author community. It's not just like a part of it. It's like I feel like it's an integral part of being an author. And so I'm opening up the Aligned Authors Circle, which is, we're going to meet once a month. It's a free group. Come and join, find support other authors, and share about what you're doing, support each other in your next projects. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm really excited, because really I just asked myself this one question: how can I help? Like, how can I be of more service? And then kind of looking back and being like, well, you create community around books, so why don't you do this on kind of a bigger scale? So go to my website. There's there's a sign up for that. We're going to meet, I think it's the third Wednesday of every month, a 2-hour call that we all come together. And then there's going to be like a online community connected to it too.
Oh, and it's free?
It's free. I just want to support authors. Honestly.
But you have to be an author?
No, if you're writing a book, if you are published a book, if you want, just if you have an ambition, thinking about writing a book, you'll be inspired. On your
podcast, ragging you, telling you.
There you go. And the thing about it, the best thing about it is, it's not really me. It's you come in and you get this whole network of people who are supporting each other. Like, I'm not.
That's important.
Yes. And so I'm going to do like review challenges, like all kinds of cool things inside this group just to support authors, just being like, what can I do? How can I serve? So for anyone listening, I think, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, asking that one question, like without what am I getting out of it, but literally, how can I serve right now? Just where am I most needed? Where am I going to be the most useful? And this is kind of what I've landed on. So,
oh, I love that. All right. So the retreats.
Yeah.
You're doing retreats. Now, is this something that's going to be every year?
Yeah, I was really ambitious and I was like, I'm going to do 4 retreats. And that's like, no, you're not. I'm crazy. So I am. I'm going to do 1 retreat this summer in August. Okay. And so a little backstory on that. My book, The Golden Thread and the Lineage of the Light, we kind of mentioned it. I published it in March. It was, the theme is really how we lose ourselves in relationships and coming back to ourselves and how we learn to trust ourselves again. And so I was at the end of a tumultuous relationship had ended, and I was really just gutted. I was just outside of myself, trying to kind of put my pieces back together. And I started just trusting the kind of guidance that was coming in without question. I was just like, okay, I'm doing this. And it was a big part of me building the self-trust back. So I had just started writing the book and I reconnected with some family that a couple hours away in Silverton, Colorado. And the bulk of my book was written there. I have Lineage there. There was so much support, like just spiritual support, human support, nature support. And so, long story short, my uncle's longtime partner was in hospice at the time when I reconnected with them. And she owned this beautiful Victorian bed and breakfast. It's like a 1870 Victorian bed and breakfast. And I connected with her daughter and we've just become dear friends. And I was a support for her. They weren't really, it wasn't operational. So they had a lot of space. So they're just like, come here anytime you want, come. And so I just went and I wrote so much of my book there. And the community, that's just the house, there's so much like energy that is both like energizing but also super grounding, and so there's just so much. So I'm offering a writing retreat for folks who are in the process of writing a book or want to get their book started. And you don't even have to be writing a book. Maybe you're just coming. I think another thing about, we haven't really talked about, but writing for clarity and like moving through transformation or transition, like it creates, it's cathartic, so, so I'm hosting a retreat there, and it's going to be a pretty intimate gathering of about 10 folks. We get to stay in this beautiful bed and breakfast, which is absolutely gorgeous. And Judy, who was my uncle's partner, was an artist. And so her artwork is, displayed, and the energy of the house, they kept so much of the kind of infrastructure and things to keep it like the stained glass and the wallpaper and like it just has so much energy. So I'm just so excited to welcome people the way that this house has welcomed me, and now I get to welcome folks to come and kind of experience this.
Now, is that already filled up, or can people still sign up?
No, people can sign up. And the best way to do that is just actually email me or reach out to me on social media, and we can kind of have a conversation. But there is, on my website, you can go and check it out, the details, and there's an application, and then we can just get on a phone call, make sure it's kind of going to be a good fit. And
you're only doing it once? This summer? Year. That's it?
Yeah.
This year, but you could be doing it again next year.
We'll see how it goes. Well, I mean, it's like,
Nicolette.
I just want to do the one. I'm excited about the one. Like, initially, I'm like, I'm going to do so. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is unrealistic. So, so the one, and I just want to put a lot of care and attention into it and just support. The the folks who come are going to be so lucky just to receive all the amazing energy of this property and the town.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. So.
Oh, you said Old Victorian. I'm already, it's like, I want to go. Oh, but when is it?
In August, but is that not good?
Yeah, you got to do it again next year.
Okay. Well, the thing about Silverton is it is nestled in between two mountain passes. So there is no way to get there at easy time. It's a beautiful drive.
Be beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And it's so, because of the kind of where it is, it's still like has this old small town. Like, you know, it hasn't been completely commercialized, which a lot of other, you know, Colorado mountain towns has. It's been kind of spared of that. But it is like it, you know, the winters are rough, and so I have to be really mindful about when we're going. Okay. But yeah, so it's gonna be gorgeous, and it's good. It's a spacious retreat, so I'm gonna give lots of opportunity for people to kind of do their own exploring, community, you know, come together. We'll have some community building stuff, opportunities to work with me, and kind of through the writing process, and a rejuvenation. I mean, you're just gonna feel. I think the folks who come are just gonna feel so rejuvenated, and also have this like whole like excitement to kind of pour into whatever their project is.
I just want to come there and cook for everybody.
Oh, you do? Oh, well, I do need a cook.
Do you have a grill? Is there a grill there?
There's a grill. There's a grill.
A real grill, or is it one of those, gas ones?
I really haven't.
I'm messing with you.
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with it.
I can cook on anything. It doesn't matter. What was it you said we didn't hit on? Because there is something I really want to ask you and talk to you about, but you said there was something we didn't hit on. What was that? Something about clarity or something?
It might have been the identity work that kind of happens through the process of writing a book, and who you're becoming in the process.
Yeah, explain that.
I think especially when we're writing about, you know, personal kind of stories in memoirs, even in, you know, other nonfiction, a lot of times you're folding in your stories, your experiences. That's what makes it uniquely your perspective. And even if you're writing just any kind of book, really, there is so much of this, and I'm sure you've probably experienced this as being a podcaster, there's a lot of kind of we bump up against a lot of friction. So like, is this even good enough? Is anyone going to even read this? Who am I to write this book? Like, a lot of these limiting beliefs are so common for people to kind of move through. And a lot of times, unfortunately, it just stops people in their tracks. I mean, sometimes it can be so debilitating that people are just like, I can't. They can't see through it. They can't see past it. But what I've said for a long time is it's a portal of the visibility portal when you're putting yourself out there, and the confidence that kind of gets percolated, I guess, in doing something so brave, and the clarity that comes through when you write a book. I mean, honestly, you just, when you put so much time and attention and thought into, especially if you're writing about your business, and I've had so many people who are just like, wow, I didn't even know how to explain what I did, you know? And now it's easy. I know the talking points. I know exactly what it is and why and all those things. So the clarity in who you are, which just also lends to like our confidence in talking about what we do, especially as entrepreneurs, and especially as like kind of people in wellness or spiritual mentors or coaching. It's like, it's sometimes hard to like kind of understand the tangible things. And so writing through that process, I think, creates so much clarity for us in understanding what we do and why. And so there's, bumping against kind of all the imposter syndrome and all of the things. And I don't know, through the process, I think you kind of emerge as a published author, and you get to, it comes up at dinner, at dinner parties. And there's just this kind of like anchor for you to pull people back into your story, into the work you're doing. And that's so cool to me. I love that part of it.
The thing that I've noticed too, especially from talking to all these different authors, it's when, I don't know what it is, but when you have that title in front of your name, author, published author.
I know.
So I'll tell you this. So I had a friend of mine. He just wrote his second book. And he comes, our club puts on a fair every year. And last year was the first time he came and he set up at it. He's going to be there again this year. And he just said it felt so weird when people came up and bought his book and asked him for his autograph.
Yes.
And I've heard that from a lot of authors. They're like,
yes. It's like, I'm just a normal person who happens to write a book. Yes. Yeah, and it's true. But people do have this high regard for authors. And and it's earned because you put this attention and dedication into sharing something. And, I think it's like, I don't know. I haven't kind of looked it up in a while, but I think it's like only 3% of people who say they want to write a book actually do it and publish it. Something like that. It's a pretty low percentage. So it's like I'm in that percentage. You're not for long.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So just the dedication and like carving out something. And I think, we see this across different things. I mean, if you see someone train for a marathon, you have regard for them that they completed it. Because it's like it takes like dedication and commitment and you sometimes sacrifice. And so there's all these different things. So I don't think it's like in its own lane. I just think it's a great accomplishment. And it's something that people do still hold in really high regard, which is interesting. But it's also really fun, like party talk, like, oh, by the way, I wrote a book. People lean in. They want to hear about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and even as a reader, when I get a book from somebody, I love it when it's signed.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you get it from them in person, and it doesn't even have to be in person, but when they send you a book and it's personalized, wow,
it goes a long way.
It
right?
does.
That's one of the things I tell my authors to do as a networking opportunity, or if there's someone you really want to collaborate with, that's a great way. Like send them a copy of your book signed, So there's all kinds of ways that we can,
It's like the days, back in the days before email and everything, when you would get those personal notes.
Yes.
From somebody or something in the mail.
Yes, it's a big deal.
You looked forward to. So I have to tell you this. I had my daughter, because she works at the daycare, and our next door neighbors have two little kids. And the one little girl, Maddie, she's always asking, Uncle Richie, when you having a party? When you having a party? Well, my daughter told her that it was what was it? Okay. So my daughter told her that weekend we were celebrating her grandmother's birthday, 93rd birthday, I think, or whatever. So Maddie, the little girl, grabbed a pine cone and she brought it over and she left it on our front porch saying that it was for Grace's grandmother.
Aww.
So I get a text message from my neighbor yesterday from Maddie's father, saying how tickled she was because they received a mail from somebody a card in the mail from somebody who lived on this road. They didn't know who it was from. And when she read it, found out it was from my mother-in-law. It was little 3-year-old, 4-year-old girl was tickled. And they were tickled. They're like, it's something you don't see anymore.
Let's bring back sending personal messages to people. I think it's so sincere, and people, I know when I receive it, it means a lot to me.
Oh yeah.
So,
it does.
Yeah.
The only problem
and people are just so, fast paced and kind of into it's just like to take a minute and say, hey, I see what you did and I appreciate you. Like, thank you. and in a sincere way like that, I think it goes a long way. So so sending someone a book, it goes a long way because people, it's saying, I thought of you. I think this is something, that you might enjoy, and I want to give this to you. So.
Yeah. All right. So, Nicolette, are you ready for this? Because I have been dying to ask you about this. What is it? What is the Goddess Clinic?
Oh, okay. So the Goddess Clinic is a monthly opportunity. It's something I am collaborating with my dear friend and mentor, and she's also written client. I've been her client. All the things. Abigail Bonsu. Sorry.
Say that 10 times real fast.
I know. It's really just, it's kind of similar to the aligned author community. It was Abigail's spark. She said, how can I support people right now? How can I do more? She's a spiritual mentor. And so it's a monthly call. It's free. People come in and get some opportunity to fill up their own cup, to connect with other women, mostly, who are, just... So it's a spiritual gathering. Abigail does some light language transmission. We journal about kind of what's coming up, and you leave feeling super filled up.
Oh, wow. How long you been doing this?
This is just this year. We started it in 2026. So, and it's a monthly gathering. Anyone, come and join us, because I think so often, especially with women, we're just so used to doing all the things, nurturing and just overextending. And this is just an opportunity to come and pause and just take care of your heart, take care of yourself. And so
get revitalized.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Exactly. Emotionally. Yes.
Yeah. Which is important.
Yeah.
It's very important. How do people sign up for that?
So you can go to, if you go to my website, I don't think I have a sign up for it there, but you can go to either Facebook or Instagram, and there's, a link there. Probably Facebook would be the first thing, but I think it's a pinned post on my Facebook page. So just go.
That's how I found out about it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I saw it on your Facebook page. I'm like,
what is this?
This is interesting.
Yeah, I almost hate taking credit for it, because honestly, it's Abigail's kind of brainchild. And then I was like, I can support you with it. And so the bulk of it is Abigail, and she's absolutely brilliant. She is brilliant at helping women see themselves clearly for the goddess that they are. And so
it sounds like to me that you need to bring her on to the podcast.
Yes. Okay.
That means you would have to co-host.
Oh, okay. That would be fun.
You know her better than me.
I know her very well.
Yeah, talk to her. I think that would be I think that would be interesting.
Okay. I would love to do that.
Yeah, and I'll see if I can get one of my co-hosts to join in. It
kind of sparked because I think at the beginning of the year, we were both just feeling kind of like discouraged, honestly. Yeah. And it's kind of like, what do we do? Like, how do we, neither of us felt like we were really in a place to be like, I don't know, like, there's people out protesting, doing this, doing that. And it's like, but we just want to support people, we just want to support, like, how can we, like, leave better energy? And
I love that.
So that's kind of her idea for it. And it's such a beautiful gathering. Like, you'll leave feeling like so just lit up, just feeling complete, and I think some people probably haven't felt like that in a really long time. And that breaks my heart, because I've been there too. So I really do know and understand, and prioritizing our emotional and our spiritual wellness, making sure that we have a lot of support, seen and unseen support, and feeling that support is just such an essential part of our well-being. And I think more people who are putting a focus on that is creating a better world. So,
and I could see that turning into retreats as well.
Maybe it will.
I mean, because doing it virtual is one thing, but when you get that group together, it's
absolutely
like, what's it called? The auras?
Aura.
The auras just
exactly
growing strong around each other. It's like,
absolutely. Man. And in person is, it's
you can feel the energy better,
and you get people, like, there's only so much we get from these screen interactions. And then you meet, I don't know if you've ever like had an opportunity to meet someone, I'm sure you have, that you've like interviewed or something, and then you meet them and you're like, whoa, you're so much taller than I thought, or whatever it is. You just get like, you get the whole sense of the person. And I feel like, honestly, doing things in person is going to like take a whole swing back, because people are craving community and connection in this way. That even though we have all these digital platforms and way to stay connected, people feel more disconnected than ever, and also unsure of how to connect with people. And that's so true. I think just creating opportunities. So absolutely, yes, I could see it being a retreat, and I wouldn't be surprised if Abigail hosts her own retreat sometime. She's absolutely brilliant. So definitely check her out and follow her on social media. She does a ton in sharing kind of her wisdom with the world. But that's basically the gist of the writing retreats in Silverton also, is because it's not just about writing, it's about being our full selves and being honest with who we are and connecting with other people who are doing that too, and creating a community around it. So,
oh my God, I could just see, and there's so many things you could do. I mean, just even like a meditation circle.
Oh yeah, we'll do. Yeah. We're gonna do a lot of those
bowls
things.
Going and everything.
Yes, absolutely. God. And that, I mean, even in at the writers' retreat, because so many of the people I work with are kind of in this transformational space somehow, spiritually connected, open-minded. Like, there's people who kind of come, there's a resonance typically with the work, that kind of who I am, and that's why they choose to work with me. But there's going to be opportunities for a lot of connection to self and to each other. So,
God, I gotta get out there. Jeez. See, now you gave me homework, and now I gave you homework, so you got to get her on the podcast.
Okay, that would be fun. I would love that. I want to share.
My ass in here, work on this book.
Any chance I have to share about Abigail and her work, I just can't. She's been such a pivotal person for me. Yeah, and so
a good mentor.
She's an incredible mentor.
And I mean, that's important.
Because she never, and you know why? Because she never really tells you what to do. She always guides you back to yourself.
Ooh. All right. So before I get to my last question, is there anything you would like to add?
Geez, we've covered a lot.
There's so much more we could cover too, but
I know we got to do it. No, I just want to encourage people to come either to the Goddess Clinic if that's feeling like something. It kind of reminds me, I probably need to put something on my website so people can find it easier. To come to that if that's feeling, and then the Aligned Authors community if you are thinking about writing, have written, have published a book, and are really wanting some community and accountability and an opportunity to connect with other people doing that too, then definitely come join us there too. Because my favorite thing, I've kind of moving away. I mean, not that I'm moving away from social media, but using it more intentionally to opportunities to have actual real world conversations, whether it's like on Zoom or in person, or it's kind of like I'm using this as an opportunity to connect deeper, because I think that's what I want, that's what I need, and I think that's what other people is going to benefit other people the most too. So come and connect with us.
All right, so I need you to pick a number between 1 and 5.
3.
3. All right, let me find that block. Bear with me a minute. All right, now pick a number between 41 and 60.
51.
51. So I love doing this. I let the guest pick the last question. And they don't know what it is, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I have 100 different questions here, and
Okay.
This is a perfect question. What's a simple pleasure in life that you believe is often overlooked?
Jeez. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I have two, I'm just going to share both because it feels relevant. The first thing that came to me is just breath, like deep breaths. Just breath, like just working on your breathing and being present. I think it's so like it's the most like everyone can do it, and it's something that will really bring you back to yourself. But then the other thing is, I think, connection, like finding support, like building support, seen and unseen. I always add in that because I'm a spiritual person, and nurturing genuine friendships, nurturing genuine business connections, like really looking for opportunities to connect with other people. I think it's so important.
Yeah. So that was a great answer. I think that's the first time that question's been asked that I can think of.
It's a hard one, and there's a lot. I think there's so many things that people take for granted. Another thing, I mean, nature, obviously.
That was my first thought.
Yes, I mean nature, but I think people genuinely appreciate nature too. So some people do. I don't know.
Some people
probably
do.
Depends on the circles you're in.
I think too many people take it for granted. They don't go out and they enjoy, they don't enjoy it as
I think
much.
A lot of times people go out to nature and appreciate the activity, the thing they're doing.
The activity they're doing, but not
instead
nature
of just
itself.
Being in it and just like observing it and recognizing how brilliant it is and how much we can learn from it and how rejuvenating it is and grounding. Like there's so many things about nature that are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And then do it with a friend, and then that brings in the connection, and take some deep breaths while you're at it. There you go. You got all of it.
That's why yoga is so much better outside. And
yes,
meditation.
absolutely.
Out in nature.
I agree.
And it goes with the breath as well.
And here's the deal. Going for a walk in nature is meditation too. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just keep an eye on that coyote following you.
Yeah, just put a spiritual bubble around you.
Don't try to pet it like I would do.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Nicolette,
be observant of your surroundings. That's an
yes,
thing,
definitely. And I am the person that would probably, I got a bad habit of doing that.
I have the habit of being oblivious. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna go, and then someone's like, is that a good idea? Like I'm like, oh, I was just thinking it'd be nice to connect in nature, not the wildlife. Like that might be out there. Yeah.
I'd be the one. I see a bear coming, I'm going to be like, here, want something to eat? Don't feed the bears, Rich.
Definitely don't feed the bears. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be feeding on me. Nicolette, thank you so much. It was great seeing you again.
This was wonderful.
And don't forget your homework.
I'm on my homework. I'm definitely doing it. Don't forget yours. I want to
yes, ma'am. I'm
do it.
I will.
You have a valuable book in you.
I have to, because you're going to stay. You're going to look. I know you're going to be harassing me.
I'm probably going to ask you about it.
And sometimes that's what I need.
There you go.
I need somebody
accountability.
Yes.
Yeah, we all do.
God.
We all do.
Now.
But honestly, I think my best advice for you is like, how can it be fun?
Yeah. Oh, I know it would be fun.
And then do it for that reason, like, if anything. So don't overthink it.
I'm the type that it's hard for me to write stuff down or even type stuff down.
Well, you can.
Although I could speak it into the microphone. You could narrate it.
And
I could dictate it.
I mean, there's so many tools right now. And that's something a lot of people do is, like I don't know, I can talk for hours, so I can do that and then transcribe it and work from there. So, but also, I think it's good practice to start writing, just start little bits.
I'm going to start on it right after Memorial Day.
All right. Sounds good. I
promise.
Well, I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend.
You too. And it's going to be raining, but I'm going to be cooking or grilling.
Nice. That sounds great.
Weather doesn't.
I mean, the
raining.
Ain't
nothing.
It's good. I don't know.
It's not going to be storming. It's just showers.
Yeah.
But we had a good snowfall out here, and it was the biggest snowfall we had this winter.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we had like 12 inches or so.
Wow.
Maybe 15. I don't know. But I'm out there smoking.
Right?
Let me rephrase that. Barbecuing. I was out there.
I'm like, this is an interesting confession.
I was out there barbecuing.
I knew what you meant. I did, but I'm glad you clarified it for the listener.
On that note, Nicolette, thanks so much.
Sounds good. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone.
Well, first of all, Nicolette, thank you so much for coming on the show and for what I think was a conversation that went far beyond writing and publishing books. What really stood out to me is that writing a book isn't just about putting words on paper. It's about trusting yourself enough to say, my story matters. It's about pushing past the doubts, the imposter syndrome, the fear of being judged, and realizing that your unique perspective might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And honestly, Nicolette may have accidentally given me some homework during this episode. If you've listened this far, you heard her call me out on my excuses for not writing my own book. So maybe we're all leaving this conversation with a little homework today. Whether you're thinking about writing a book, starting a business, sharing your story, or simply trying to figure out your next chapter in life, I hope this conversation reminded you that you don't need all the answers before you begin. Sometimes you just need enough courage to take the next step. If you'd like to learn more about Nicolette, Inspired Hearts Publishing, the Aligned Author Community, her upcoming retreats, or her book, The Golden Thread and the Lineage of the Light, be sure to visit inspiredheartspublishing.com, and I'll have the link in the show notes for that. And connect with her on social media as well. And as always, remember this: your story matters. Your experiences matter. And the things you've lived through may one day become the very thing that helps someone else find their way forward. Until next time, keep supporting one another, keep having meaningful conversations, and keep finding the courage to share your story.